It is 4 p.m. on the nose. Time for Citizen Briefs on this 18th day of September 2025. My name is Melita Oletenges. Let's take a look at the latest from our newsroom at this hour. Now, President William Ruto has urged church leaders to support his development agenda, saying the country has made great strides over the last 3 years he has been in power. The head of state, who outlined key achievements including affordable housing, food security and a stable economy, says he is committed to ensuring all the promises he made when he offered himself for the top seat will be fulfilled. President Ruto has urged Kenyans to have faith in his administration, which he had to grapple with debt obligations when it took the reins of power in 2022.
Sometimes I get into trouble with Kenyans because I walk by faith. Many walk by sight. They say, we have not seen. You are lying. We have not seen. So that's the disconnect sometimes I do have, because it takes time for people to see. By God's grace, those who did not see are beginning to see. You cannot hide the houses anymore. You cannot hide the markets anymore. We have wasted a lot of time making peace with mediocrity, working with the average, when God wants us to be excellent.
A case filed against the government by the family of Benedict Kafiro, a Kenyan police officer who went missing in Haiti, will be heard on September 24th. Kabiro's family is seeking to compel the government to confirm his status. The case, which was expected to be heard on Thursday morning before Justice Enoch Mwita, was adjourned after the advocate representing the respondents requested for time to attend to personal matters. Kafiro went missing on the 25th of March during a violent confrontation between security officers and gangs. The remains of another Kenyan police officer, Kennedy Zuve, who died in a road accident while in Haiti, is expected in the country this weekend, 3 weeks after he passed on. Now, the government is on Friday set to roll out a roadmap on how more than 1.5 million Kenyans will be insured under the Social Health Authority at its cost, as it seeks to increase the number of Kenyans covered under the public health insurer. Deputy President Kithure Kindiki, who made the announcement when he met 3,000 community health promoters from Embu County at his Irondoni home, says the move will increase the number of Kenyans currently registered under the health authority to an upward of 28 million from the current 26.7. The CHPs, who have been credited for the identification of Kenyans needing the sponsorship, have also been tasked with pacifying their areas of operation in an effort to improve the government's dwindling popularity.
Million Kenyans who are indigent, they cannot afford. Hata ukiwaambia 300 hawana. Yes, si kweli? Yeah. So when we said about this thing, people thought we are joking. So kesho, ngojea pale Ikulu utasikia rais akitangaza the first 1.5 million. Na tutaendelea kuongeza idadi ya wale tunalipia.
This is the army to help you. Mambo hii ya SHA, mambo ya universal health, hata kueneza habari ya ile maneno unafanya. These are the best people. Kwa hivyo kiwatuma ile message umewapatia hapa leo, kutoka kesho asubuhi, by evening, hakuna mtu atakuwa najua.
The Democratic Action Party Kenya has issued a direct nomination certificate to Kenya National Union of Nurses Secretary General Seth Panyako ahead of the Malava parliamentary elections on 27th November 2025. Speaking during the official handover ceremony of the party's certificate to the candidate at DAPK headquarters in Nairobi, party leader Eugene Wamalwa urged other parties in the United Opposition Coalition to back Panyako, saying he is the front runner to bag the MP ticket.
On the issue of whether Panyako qualifies to run for this seat or not, we are a party that has run candidates and won elections. And we want to assure all our supporters Seth Panyako is immensely qualified to run for that election. The by-election that is coming, our legal teams have already responded to the misguided position that said Panyako is a state officer. He's a representative of workers on a body, but he's not a state officer himself. So that legal position has already been cleared and responded to adequately.
Now, confusion has erupted outside the gates of St. George's Girls Secondary School as the institution's administration locked out Form 4 students. Here now is that story.
Because you're leaving this seat. Yeah.
Just speak with a few of you, like 2 or 3 of you.
We've been here yesterday at a cost, right? We are here today at a cost. We've been told to come back on Tuesday. So the question is, why should parents feel victimized? Like we are being punished. We didn't strike.
Wana-expect hao watoto wa perform vizuri. Kama wana-expect hao watoto wa perform vizuri, kwa nini wakae nje kama kwa sababu ya fee balances of which some of the parents wako ready kulipa ile yenye wako nayo. Second thing, wale wamemaliza kulipa school fees, why wanawacha watoto wakae nje na ni watu wameshamaliza kulipa school fees? All those things na factor in that these are Form 4 students.
So we saw him taking a boda here, and the student said that this is the teacher that slapped another girl. So we are also worried, like parents. We are not secure and sure about our kids that we are going to live here.
Hivi saa sina hata pesa ya kunirudisha Mombasa, na mtoto pia hajaingia shule. Ninaambiwa nirudi na yeye Tuesday ndio tutahudumiwa. Tungependa kuomba serikali ama Ministry of Education watusaidie kwa hii jambo ambayo inaendelea hapa St. George's Girls.
Meanwhile, police in Kajiado are investigating a shooting incident in Katasio Township where a 56-year-old man identified as Samuel Mutua Mulwa, alias Uncle Sam, was allegedly shot dead by a police officer on patrol. According to a police report, Mulwa was driving a 14-seater matatu with 2 others when the vehicle broke down late Sunday night. A probox carrying officers on patrol stopped at the scene, and when a brief confrontation erupted, leading to the shooting of Mulwa. He was rushed to Makindu Sub-County Hospital but was pronounced dead on arrival. Investigations are ongoing as DCI Mashuru has since taken up the case with the officer involved, Corporal Alfred Awasi, identified and his firearm recovered.
Daktari alisema brother yangu alikufa baada ya kufunja damu kwa wingi. Na ilikuwa risasi moja, despite huyu askari alitumia risasi karibu 8.
Sisi tuko hapa Masimba na tuna huzuni sana kwa kumpoteza mpendwa wetu. Kitu cha kwanza mimi naweza sema kama alikuwa babangu, alikuwa ananisaidia sana kwa ushauri, na tunaomba serikali iingililie hii na itusaidie. Familia tunahuzunika sana kwa kuwa aliuawa tu na askari na tunataka haki itendeke.
On the continental stage, Malawi's presidential election is likely headed for a runoff. Preliminary results show a close race between President Lazarus Chakwera and his predecessor, Peter Mutharika, with neither candidate securing a majority. The Malawi Electoral Commission is under heavy scrutiny to ensure a fair and credible process as final tallies are being compiled.
13, 14.
Kabambe. Kabambe.
Gentlemen, Commander Malawi.
Back home, Environment and Forestry Cabinet Secretary Deborah Barasa has today led a bamboo planting exercise at Kabianga University in Kericho County, marking the day as the start of implementing the government's action plan for the period 2025 to 2035. The initiative is part of the national strategy to achieve the target of planting 15 billion trees by the year 2030.
What we are looking at is how do we incentivize, how do we align it to the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. That means that even as we plant trees, as we grow trees, we need to ensure that there is value addition, there is an incentive for every Kenyan to plant a tree. And as you look at the bamboos, we know that there are 1,001 reasons why we should plant bamboos because of the value that it has.
Of course, overall, the idea is we are also telling citizens that eucalyptus is not a bad species. The only issue that has existed for a while is they have planted it on the wrong sites. So part of the bigger strategies that the ministry has been launching, including regulations, is to ensure that first of all the citizens get the right legal framework, they get the right legal foundations, and more so get value for investment in which they are investing.
Let's now get sporty. Harry Kane scored twice as Bayern Munich beat Chelsea 3-1 at home in their Champions League opener on Wednesday, as Liverpool outcome Atletico Madrid 3-2.
Police say. Some great Sanchez plays out. Here's Shalova. And this is where it breaks.
Perhaps a lucky escape for Bayern Munich will beat them in the next one. And 12 minutes past the hour. That's where we wind up Citizen Briefs on this 18th day of September 2025. My name is Melita Oletenges. More news updates coming your way at 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. Good afternoon.